What's happening, good people? Welcome to the channel. I'm Wes, aka Mr. Budget Watch, and today we're going to be comparing these two watches. Now I know they are homologing different watches. We've got the Willard and just the Till 6105, but this is more of a sort of comparison in quality. Is San Martin better than RDUNAE or the other way around? And you know, that's what we're going to be discovering today. Hopefully I am getting the Willard version of the RDUNAE at some point, so then we can do another comparison for a more sort of apples to apples. Anyway, let's begin with the design, and I've actually given the edge to the RDUNAE. So we'll talk to San Martin first, and I actually do really like this watch. It's one of my favourite homages. You know, it's a lovely watch. Jaded green, so nice. Definitely one of my favourite. And yeah, it's just such a nicely done watch. Really good. I love the applied logo as well. It is a bit awkward in some lighting situations, though. You can see it like dips really dark, but then it plays with the light. I think it's actually my favourite San Martin logo, but they've got rid of it for some reason and gone with the sort of hexagonal or the cursive one. You know, it's their choice. I'm not even going to say any more on that. But this one, I really do like this one. We've got a bead blasted finish. We've got that dial. It's just, whoa, spot on. Love the no bolstered crown guards either. And that dial as well. I do like the green, but this grey is just, wow, it's what really drew me to the brand as a whole, because these were the only ones doing this dial. So I have given the RDUNAE the edge in aesthetics. That is personal preference. I mean, both are really, really good looking watches. I just prefer this one. But again, you know, design is kind of subjective anyway. Build quality, there is no competition. If you see my review of this one, you know, it does have a few QC problems and a few little build issues. This one, not so much. So this one has an issue with the bezel. So if I click it and click it back, you can see it does have back play, but it also has vertical wobble and horizontal wobble and vertical play as well. So it's definitely not the best. We've also got a few little crown issues too, but the rest of it is really good. You know, the case is really solid. The bezel action is, you know, superb. But it's just, yeah, it does have too many QC issues. This, on the other hand, I only really found one problem with it, and that is just the sharp crown. Other than that, it's like a tank, this thing. It is so well built. The bezel is rock solid. You know, it's such a nice thing. Yeah, the action, you know, is really nice. A little bit slippery, but that's not really a build issue. That's just more sort of a you know, in-use issue. But yeah, the fit and finish, so well done. Such a solidly constructed watch. So that's why it definitely takes the win on this occasion. As for the strap, you know, again, this is sort of personal preference as well. I've given the edge to the San Martin there. And the reason is because, well, I like the styling. I think it suits the watch really well. And the quality of it is just a little bit better as well. It's a lot more, it's like more flexible. You know, it feels a little bit nicer. And yeah, it's a nice quality buckle. And you know, it's just a really well, you know, done strap. This one, you know, we've got a tropic style. Again, you know, it's really nice and flexible. This one's got the ridge pattern on the inside, so it does leave like this pattern in your wrist if you wear it a little bit too tight. You know, the buckle, a little bit of a complaint there that it doesn't match the overall aesthetic, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's a really good quality strap. It's just, I think the San Martin's edges it ever so slightly. As for comfort, and it's a big win for the San Martin. I did have a little bit of a complaint about this one, which you can see in the review, but this just wears so much better. It is a lot more comfortable, and a lot of that is the case back. You can see this one, you know, it is not exhibition, it's screw down, but if you look at it, it's a lot more shallow. You can see, you know, it does stick out a little bit, but this one, if you look at it, look at that. It sticks out really, really far. And unfortunately on my wrist, it just sits a little bit weird, and it causes a little bit of, you know, sort of discomfort. I wouldn't call it like horrible to wear, but in terms of comfort, you know, the San Martin just wins, and it's a way more, you know, nice watch to wear. So up now is the Lume, and actually looking at these two side by side, it is pretty clear that there's not really a massive winner between the two. I would, however, give the slight edge to the San Martin, and there is one reason for that. If you actually look at the clips now, you can see the San Martin's hands are a little bit brighter. And also, I think the indices are a little bit more uniform. If you look at the RDUNAE, you can see the 6 and 9 are a little bit sort of lighter. But also the San Martin has the 12 o'clock, which is a little bit lighter as well. So obviously it is very, very close in terms of like power and everything like that. And actually the hue is pretty similar. One is C3 on the San Martin, the other is C1. And actually the hues are very, very similar. I thought the hue was a little bit different, but actually looking at them side by side, it's pretty similar. But actual raw power of Lume and, you know, the longevity and everything, I think it's very, very close. So yes, I am going to give the edge to the San Martin just because, like I said, the hands are just that ever so slight bit better, and I think the indices are a little bit better as well, but not by much. Moving on to the movement, and both of these are using the same exact movement, Seiko NH35. So yeah, no real difference between the two, so they both score the same. If I was to, you know, talk about in use, I would give the slight edge to the San Martin. Even though the crown is a little bit sharp, it's just better. This one is a little bit greater, the crown, whereas this one's a lot nicer to use. But that obviously, you know, again, it could be just this sample, because I've never seen anyone else complain about it. So again, it's just my bad luck with watches. Water resistance, we give the edge to the San Martin, 200 to 150. Both of these are claimed water resistances, and I don't think they've actually been properly tested. But you know, take these with a pinch of salt anyway. But yeah, both of them you could probably be fine swimming, maybe not this one. If you watch my review, you know mine's got a bit of a gap next to the crown and case. Ooh, this one really tight fit, so I'd definitely say this one fine for swimming, maybe even like shallow snorkeling. This, yeah, probably not. Moving on to availability, and I've given the edge to the San Martin. They have their own store now, and they've got their own stores. I think they've got a few on AliExpress. These are just available from one store on AliExpress as far as I'm aware, and I don't really think you can get them anywhere else, so that's why, you know, it's a lot easier to get hold of a San Martin. Moving on to the brand, and again, you know, the San Martin takes the win. I mean, RDUNAE, you know, I like that they don't put their name on the dial and they just have the logo. I think it looks way better. But as a whole, I think San Martin sounds better. And also they've got a better reputation now. They've been around longer. You know, they've built a, you know, good rep up for quality watches. Whereas these, you know, they've still got a lot to prove. Obviously, they're a younger brand. And obviously my first experience with them hasn't been the best. So, of course, you know, I'm open to giving, you know, companies second chances, you know, because duds do happen. It just seems to be I always get them. But, you know, I can't really change that. But anyway, I'm just waffling now. So brand, yes, the San Martin is better. But these, you know, these could, you know, turn it around in a couple of years and be on San Martin's level. Who knows? Finally, to the price point, and the San Martin does edge it. So the San Martin is currently, I think it's around 147, 157 pound. This is 150, and this is just a better watch for the money. My sample, you know, it's got too many issues for me to recommend it at its current price point. This one, far less flawed, and it is a solid watch. You can get it on a bracelet now as well, for not much more, and that's probably what I'd, you know, go with. But yeah, this is such a good watch. It's definitely one of my favourite from AliExpress. This one has potential. I have spoke to the owner, and they are working on fixing the issues and, you know, tightening things up, making things, you know, a little bit better for version 2, which I believe he said was coming some point, maybe towards the end of this year, beginning of next year. So that'll be exciting to see, you know, what improvements are made over this one, because I think it's definitely got potential. I think aesthetically, you know, nothing really I've seen comes close to this one. but it's just a few little issues that need addressing, and I think this one could be a real contender for, you know, like I said, you know, St. Martin. So what do you think, guys? Is the winner justified? I think in this case it is, until they sort this one out, and then we can, you know, put them head to head again and you know, see if the outcome is the same. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. And of course, follow me on social media at Mr. Budget Watch. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.